Was that your stuff?
I don't know if I'm hungry or about to shit myself. G'day and welcome to episode 1 of Guns, Hoses and Stretchers.
Oh, fuck, I wrote staging area wrong. No, I'm joking. Are you going to ask questions straight up? So you're just going to say, welcome to episode 2. We're talking about this, and then bam, fire into
I'll shut the fuck up. G'day and welcome to a brand new episode of The Staging Area. I nearly said the night shift.
Oh, no.
Fuck,
So what was
I haven't
that?
done that one for
That's
a very long time.
long time since you've had to say that, mate. Wow.
Oh, Jesus. That's probably nearly over 10 years ago when I did
Really
the
that
night
long?
shift. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah, it would have
sure.
been, wouldn't it? Yeah.
2011. Yeah, 2011 is when I started that.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I don't know why I went to say that. It's clearly morning.
Clearly, it's bright behind me. It must be.
But yes, this is the staging area. I'm Hayden Mack. That is Simon Roy Lance.
Hello.
We've finally got the new camera up and running again. Hopefully it doesn't die on us this time.
Well, look, we've got some more technology that we've put into that system over there. So hopefully it goes all right today.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully. If it does stuff up, well, we apologise, but we've got audio recording.
We've got a bit of everything.
So,
it's fine.
yes,
It'll be fine.
If it drops, we'll be fine.
If it drops, we'll just edit some photos of ourselves in there. And people will just be trying to work out who's
Just
who.
like a fucking South Park episode with mouse music.
Exactly. It'd be perfect. You should do that. That's now a challenge. If this thing cuts out,
I've already tried doing that.
need to do it.
once. I've done that once. I don't like editing animation sort of thing.
use Is it Wombi? Wombo? Wombi?
No,
Where you-
never heard of it.
Ever heard of it?
No. What do they do?
Show you later. It's an app where you get to put like songs and stuff on there. So the actual song, you take a photo of yourself, and then the system makes your lips move exactly to the song.
Okay.
It kind of changes your facial expressions a little bit as well, but it looks like you're singing it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, funny that
You've never
you-
seen that before.
No, I haven't.
My kids
But
play with it all the
Funny
time.
that you're talking about it because this week's episode is social media.
Social media.
Social media.
Hey.
And yeah, we're going to talk about the good and the bad and what you could use it for and are people overreacting and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, so I've got a
I
few
like it.
things lined up
Nice.
for that. But we'll go with the first question. Are you on social media, Simon?
Yes.
I think we are, yes.
We are. I am. I've lost track of how many accounts I have now, but I do.
Which is your favourite platform to use?
Yeah, that's a good question, mate.
I'm glad it's good, but I don't think it's that hard, is it?
No, I'd probably say Instagram.
You prefer Instagram?
Yeah, I mean, I like Instagram in the sense of I find it quick and easy to use, and generally I find that on Instagram, there's a lot less hate and stuff that goes on Instagram. I think people who generally use Instagram are trying to use it for sort of like good components, and they're not really trying to be, they're not trying to cause issues. They're just like trying to show you a part of their life or whatever it may be. So I find it just a bit more calming and relaxing in that sense. Yeah, compared to the others. I think some of the others are a bit, problematic at times with all sorts of different things.
Okay. So what are you consuming more video, like content-wise on Instagram? Is it photos or videos?
probably-
the reels?
It's probably both, mate. It's
Yeah.
probably like all of it together because, like, depending on who I'm following, they might put a reel up, So you see the reel or whatever that they've done, and then you might see just some photos. You might see just purely an article or something that someone's put up there. So it's, for me, it's literally a bit of everything, to be honest. Yeah.
So now a lot of people get on the bandwagon of that it's not a good thing, too much social media. How much social media do you reckon you consume in a week?
In a week?
Yeah.
Way too much.
Way too much?
Probably way too much, to be honest. I guess for a combination of things. I mean, as I said before, I've got multiple accounts. So I've got my, on Facebook, I've got my personal account, which is basically friends and family, as you know, that are on there, and that's it. If you don't fit in that friends or family sort of category, then you won't get onto my personal one. I block people regularly on there, 3 this week alone, because I don't even know the people. I don't even know why they're adding me. I can see they're connected with other people, but I don't know who they are, so I'm not interested in having them on there. But then I've got my public profile, which is on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and was on Twitter at some point, but I really don't do the Twitter thing anymore.
Yeah.
Although I might go back to it now that Elon's in charge of it, because I love
Well,
Elon.
it's
So
gonna apparently rebrand as X.
it has, yeah, rebranded.
Oh, it hasn't yet because I still got Twitter app.
Yeah, I think it was
But
like
it's going to
two
be
days ago they did the
rebranded.
the formal rebranding process. So, so I've got like obviously public profiles on that, and they started when I was doing the politics stuff, and then they've just kind of continued on a little bit, and they're growing again now because the stuff that we're doing and the businesses I own, it's sort of growing in that sense. Then all of my businesses have individual accounts as well because they all do different sorts of things, so they're all separate individual accounts. And there's more of them coming online very soon because we've got another 2 businesses that'll launch around October this year. So there's a lot. And that's, we've got TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Rumble and YouTube. I guess if you class that in a sense of social media
With
type
our
stuff.
side of it,
It's with our side of what we're doing here. So I got a fair bit. I'm on there a fair bit. And that's the thing. I'm on there a lot because I'm either posting or I'm looking at things, keeping ahead of where the game is or what's happening, what other people in that space are doing to see if we're doing similar stuff and should we be promoting that as well. And then I do find that there's just, sometimes I don't really like mainstream media, as we know. We've spoken about that a bit. I don't like mainstream media. I'd rather get my media from social media.
Okay.
But I'm very mindful of what you read and pass on based on social media because obviously anyone can put that stuff up there. So you've got to be mindful. I tend to follow independent journalists, so to speak. That's how I get my media through that. And then obviously from another side of social media for me, there was a period of time where, based on my work with the emergency services, we obviously use social media to communicate with people either during emergencies or directly after an emergency or to provide information about, upcoming community events or, it's time to prepare your house for bushfires and if you change your smoke alarms and all that sort of stuff. So using it for that aspect as well. So, yeah, I think social media is a good thing, but I do think you can have too much of it.
Oh,
You can definitely have too much
Have you
of
ever
it.
tried doing a technology? I don't know what the technical term for it is, but like a detox off it.
Yes, I have.
What was the longest that you've done off it? Off your phone?
So when I say I did a detox, I didn't do the full detox, but what I did was I went through a period last year, and I'm about to do that again now because I found it really helpful, where I would only allow myself an hour of social media a day. So I'd have to work out when that was. And at night time, I was putting my phone on Do Not Disturb at 7 o'clock at night, and it wouldn't come off until 7 a.m. the following morning. So I get that 12-hour period where my phone, I wouldn't get alerts, messages, phone calls. I'd only get messages and phone calls from people who were selected who could get around that disturb thing that you can do on your phone. And that meant that when I came home, I'd basically put my phone on the bench, and that was it.
Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't touch it. I did that mainly because I recognised in myself I was getting too addicted to it, and I was spending more time on social media, and I wasn't really interacting with my own children because I was always like, oh my God, I need to set the next thing is, and I was trying to post things out and doing all this stuff. In that period, I also went through a bit of a process or a phase where I was lining up my social media posts. I'd spend maybe half a day or a day because it's technically work for me, where I would line up all my posts for the week, set them all so they'd come out when they had to throughout the week, and then that way I wouldn't have to be constantly doing things unless something popped up that was urgent. But that way so that was kind of my way of detoxing as much as I could to sort of control it. It did work really well. It was good. It helped. I certainly saw an increase in my sleep patterns and behaviour. I was sleeping much better. I wasn't as frustrated. I started to become detached from my phone, which was really good because we all know these freaking things here, ever since they've come out, and the more they become capable of doing things, the more we use it. I've got to a point where I hate it. Like I went camping a few weeks back now, a couple of months back now, some my cousins, and I think I posted a few times while we were camping just because I wanted to post.
Yep.
But most of the time, my phone was just sitting in my camp chair, and I wasn't touching it. I was just fishing, just enjoying being outdoors. I mainly used the phone to ring to talk to my girls, to say hello and see how they were going. They didn't really care. They really weren't interested. It's fine. That's okay. But, you know, I hardly touched my phone that weekend, and it was incredible. It was fantastic.
It's one of the better things that you can do. I've done it once when we were doing a road trip out into the Northern Territory.
Yes.
And because you didn't have any communication, well, no phone signal out there, I just ended up weaning off it and not worrying about my phone, and just...
How good is it?
It was weird because then come back to normal civilization, I was still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Just left it there and was forgetting the phone, and just I'd detoxed it enough that I didn't feel like I needed it.
Well, that's the best thing, I reckon. So holiday-wise, okay, a couple of years ago, you know, we went on that cruise. There was a big group of family and friends that went on that cruise. I don't think you didn't come, did you? No,
I didn't
go on that one. No, but that was great. Like it was. I can't remember how many days. I think it was 12. It was 12 days. I think we were gone for or something. You have no purpose for your phone.
Yeah.
You can't use it out in the middle of the ocean. There's no way of using it. You can. We're still using them to take photos.
Yes,
but because that's kind of the way everyone takes photos these days. You don't really take a camera anymore. You just have your phone.
But communicating with the outside world.
Yeah, you couldn't do anything. You couldn't even people on the boat. You couldn't message people on the boat. You couldn't nothing. You just had to work out where you were going to be.
It'd be only if you purchased on-board Wi-Fi or something.
Yeah,
like
and that never worked. It
okay.
hardly ever worked. I had it because business-wise, I had to be able to do emails at night time. But it hardly ever worked. I was getting frustrated because there was 3 days. There was a whole 3-day period where it didn't work, and I couldn't send this email that I had to send. And I'm like, these people are waiting for this email, and I couldn't send it. And then finally, I got a chance to send it. But it was really good because I literally got to a point where, you know, the wife and I, and we had other people with us. I got to a point where I just left my phone literally turned off in the safe in our room, just left it in there, and didn't carry it for days because there was no purpose. There was plenty of other people there with cameras that would take photos if I needed to, and then just get them to send them to me when we got back. It was the best thing ever. But, you know, we don't do it enough. No one does it.
No, that's true. I find myself now stuck on TikTok.
TikTok's bad.
I'll do a few hours.
TikTok and you don't even realise.
Yes.
You think 20 minutes. Like you think I've been on here for 20 minutes, and then you realise you've been on there for 3 hours.
Yes.
TikTok's really bad like that. It's really addictive.
And that's the thing now with the short burst videos. It keeps your attention span, where now I find myself, if I was to do the same thing with YouTube, I get bored.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't fucking sit here and watch a 12-minute video.
100%.
Like, even a movie.
Yep.
I'll struggle to pay attention to a movie. It's like, so what's the point of me paying for fucking Netflix if I'm not paying attention?
TikTok has... The thing I like about TikTok is they're a little bit less controlling than the other social media. So in some respects, I find that good because there's a lot of things that go up there that the mainstream media don't want to talk about, and they should be talking about it, but they don't want to talk about it. So TikTok's been good in that sense. But there is also then some other issues with that as well, because you get people on there that are just, you know, believing what people are saying, and so it bounces around and it becomes like this is truth when it's really not. And there is, and I have seen in the past, you know, again, we're adults, so it probably doesn't bother you and I as much, but if you've got young kids who jump onto TikTok, if they type in the wrong things in the search engine, they can very quickly be getting hit through the algorithm with things that are probably inappropriate for them to see. So that is a little bit of an issue with TikTok. That's where, parents really need to be on the ball with their kids who might have a TikTok account. And obviously, TikTok's very, open to a lot of things, and that then can make it dangerous.
Yes.
So, but apart from that, I don't mind TikTok. Obviously, there's all those issues about who owns TikTok, what are they doing with the data, how are they using the data. Apparently, China's using it, and China's apparently owns it, and they're using it to spy on all the other countries. And there's a TikTok for the world, and then there's TikTok for China. And the TikTok in China apparently is very different to the TikTok in the rest of the world. It's probably true. I don't know. Maybe true. Could be a conspiracy theory. Who knows? Who cares at this point? I saw a Senate inquiry in America where the owner of TikTok says we're not a Chinese-owned company. We're a Singaporean-owned company. And most of our shares for TikTok, most of our owners are American. They were saying that under oath in a Senate inquiry. You would assume that was them being truthful, not to say that you can't lie under oath and then hope to God you don't get caught.
I remember a documentary that came out a while ago, and it was sort of talking about how Trump got elected, and it had something to do with Facebook. So they were buying data or something. I can't remember. It had something to do with it, and all the weird stuff that was happening, and then they were blaming this
Russians.
No. It didn't have anything to do with Russia. It all had to do with social media and how it influenced certain people in a certain area, so they could manipulate the algorithm or something to pick up these people in certain areas to then pick up votes for him. It was alleging.
This is where social media becomes dangerous. This algorithm stuff and the fact that they can manipulate it. This is where it becomes dangerous
to you personally.
Yep.
And then they even say that the phone is listening, and then that's when you're talking about something and then the ad comes up. There's people that claim that it doesn't do that because it predicts what you're going to do next.
Bullshit.
Allegedly. No, this is what has been said, that the algorithm is that powerful, it can predict what you're going to do next.
That means the algorithm's
so
reading
even
my
if
mind.
You've got it, possibly.
Well, that means that there's something in...
We could be in the fucking Matrix.
That means there's something in here that's allowing them... I don't believe that. I truly believe that these things are listening all the time that they're able to pick out what they need to.
Access to your microphone all the time.
100% it does. And that's the thing. You get an app on here that doesn't require you to have a microphone, yet it wants access to your microphone every single time. And your photos and your contact list. Why? I'm putting something on here I'm putting a calculator on my phone. Why do you need to know my contact list? Why do you need to access my images? Why do you need to know why do you need to access my speaker and the microphone? It's to me, these things here, this is where they become dangerous.
So then really, we can't really be blaming social media because people are blaming Facebook and all that. They're harvesting all this data on you and all that.
Do that.
But I think your phone provider is probably the bigger one. Apple.
Well, your phone provider's allowing it to happen, aren't they?
Samsung?
Yeah, I'm Samsung. Yep.
Yeah. I reckon they'd have more data on you than Facebook
anyone would. 100%. There's been that issue with Zuckerberg and Facebook, or Meta as it is now, where they were getting data and selling it to people. So, again, that's a breach of, as far as I'm concerned, that's a breach of privacy. But at the same time, yes, it's a breach of privacy, but we all put that app on our phone. We all agree to it. We kind of know what they're up to. If in today's day and age you don't know what they're up to, then I'd have to question what your capability is as a human in general. You clearly know what they're doing, so we kind of got ourselves to blame in that regard. It's just it's hard because if you I look at it for me, I'd love to get rid of all of my social media. I to be honest with you, I really don't have a great deal of interest in it. But if I don't have social media, it's hard to get information from independent media sources. So then I'm stuck with just listening to mainstream if that's what I've got to do. Outside of that, I've got some friends and family members in my Facebook feed that I don't really get to see very often, but we keep in contact via Facebook, and it's great to see their photos and see what they're doing in their lives. So you'd kind of miss that aspect potentially. Yeah, you could send it via text, but, you know, people are putting it on social media. Everyone sees it at once. It kind of makes it a bit easier. And then other cousins or friends comment, so you kind of have like conversations on their feed or whatever. So you'd kind of miss all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, it's dangerous. Like you know, this thing does know. I had a conversation with someone in my car a couple of weeks back. Dropped them off, got home, went onto my Facebook page. I was home by myself. Went on my Facebook page to have a look at something, and all of the ads that were on there were related to the conversation I'd had an hour ago in my car.
Yeah.
You can't say that, like, in a sense, the social media people are at fault in that sense, because they're clearly a part of that programming to the algorithm to make sure you see that stuff. Then the phone companies are at fault as well, because they're allowing that sort of. So it's very dangerous. In that sense, it's very dangerous, and we know they're using it for. I don't want to say evil, because that sounds probably really bad, but in a sense, it kind of is. They are kind of using it for evil. You know, they can track kids. They can find out what they can hack into phones. They can. There was a thing a couple of months ago going around about. There was a app that people were downloading. I think it had games or something in it. A lot of kids were downloading it, and adults as well. But that app gave them capability to turn your phone on, and to also be able to use your video, and could, when you're standing there looking at your phone, they could turn your camera on and be filming you. And people's data, people were ending up, pictures and things of people were ending up on the web. They're like, I never took this photo, but the camera did.
Yeah.
And then, and there was a big thing about, you know, you need to remove this app from your phone straight away. And they couldn't work out who it was who developed it, because these days they hide it behind all these firewalls and different, you know, things. So it's got its place. It's good, but it's exceptionally dangerous. It's very dangerous. But we're all going to keep it, aren't we? We're not going to get rid of it.
I guess so. If we've come this far,
we're definitely going to get, and we will only have ourselves to blame for the downfall at the other end, as an individual or as society.
Do you remember that one day, I think it was 2 years ago, where Facebook pulled all news off? What did you think about that specific day of not having any news on?
I remember it because I remember thinking my phone was broken.
Yeah.
Because I went into Facebook, there's something like, there's no news on here. There's nothing happening. And I thought, have I been wiped off all the accounts? Did I piss someone off or whatever? Then I found out, that's when I found out a little bit later on that day that there was actually, Facebook had removed all news. I'm not going to lie to you. I actually enjoyed that day.
It was a fantastic day.
Because it was just seeing things that friends and family were posting, which is what Facebook was back in its day.
Yes.
And there was no bullshit. There was no ads. And I really hope, we should do it. You and I should do it. But I'd love to make an app that's the original Facebook, where you can connect with people. There's a messenger capability. You can post, but there's no ads. There's no news. There's all that stuff's banned. It's purely for you to post about your day-to-day life and for your friends and family to see, but you can't promote businesses. There's no business aspect to it. There's nothing. It's just purely like an original, purely just to share stuff. And I think that app would go crazy because I think there'd be a lot of people who would go, you know what? I want that app. Because I don't want to see the ads. I don't want to see the this, that. I don't want the groups. I just want an app where I can keep in contact with all of my friends and family. Like, you could probably argue that WhatsApp's like that, I suppose. But, you know, there's also issues around the WhatsApp thing as well. So this would just be purely, you can post about your day. You can share with friends and family, connect with people, but you're not going to do anything else.
Sorry to break it to you, Simon, but that app probably already exists, called MySpace. No one's on there, so you may as well bring back MySpace.
Back in when was that? The 90s or something? Was it the 90s?
I don't know
what
year,
2000s?
It was the same time as
Facebook at all, sort of.
Yeah, Facebook.
I think MySpace was first, wasn't it?
Yeah, MySpace was first.
Well, actually, I think the first one was MSN Messenger.
Yeah,
that was the first one where you could just message people. Yeah, and then it went MySpace, and then I think Facebook.
Somewhere in there, I had Yahoo.
Yahoo had
There was
one
a
as well.
Yahoo Messenger.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
But yes, always did Messenger. What was it?
Yeah.
MSN.
I remember the MSN Messenger.
Yeah.
You used to sit on your computer, your big ass screen with your tower next to you, and you'd have to sit there for an hour to talk to people.
And you're having conversations with people, and then some had a live cam and all this sort of
some
stuff
didn't,
on it.
and it
It's
was-
like, what the fuck was going on? Like having all these different conversations with a whole bunch of people, and some of them,
back then we thought this is just ridiculous.
But some of
now it's
them-
just norm.
I don't know, probably for you, but for me, it was you went to school with them and you were chatting with them later that night. It's like, fuck.
Didn't I spend all day with you?
Yeah.
Yep. What's changed? Nothing's changed, but we're just talking shit. And then tomorrow I'm going to spend all day with you again. And then tomorrow night we'll go online at 5 o'clock
Yeah.
after we've done our homework and we're allowed to get our hour on the computer. But the good thing about that was you could hide this, so you could pretend you're like I used to pretend I was on the computer doing homework, and I'd have all these MSN messenger screens down the bottom, ding, 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 and that's like when the emojis first started to appear.
Yes,
And they were
yeah.
really dodgy emojis. Yeah, it was all fun back then because it was kind of harmless back then. It was I think it was very harmless back then. I'm sure there was things happening on there that weren't so
something
harmless that we didn't know about, but it was pretty harmless. And then it grew, and Facebook's really what made it change. When they first started Facebook for what it was. And then it just every day it was changing and changing and changing, and now it feels like it's still happening every day. It changes, but now there's big issues with it. There's legal issues, there's fights, there's court battles, there's Senate inquiries over the stuff that goes on using it all. So this is kind of one of the reasons why I still like Instagram, because I even though I know Instagram's owned by Facebook or Meta, I'm sure that they are using the data, when they shouldn't be, but I still find that Instagram's a little bit easier to manage and control, and it's not, you don't see as much, shit on there, to be honest.
So this week, I was going through my Facebook feed, and there was a post in a community page. Now, are you a part of a community page?
I got heaps. I want
So-
heaps of community pages. I want some conspiracy theory ones.
No, but I mean actual community pages. So for the town.
Yeah, I'm on
Yeah.
the one for
So-
where I live, yep.
Okay, so I find that these go a little bit nasty, and then people are fucking mental and don't realise what they're doing because they're keyboard warriors.
Oh, 100%.
So this
old
just
keyboard warrior.
started out as a bit of a complaint about graffiti on someone's fence. All right, so
Already
this
feel like I'm
person has
listening.
posted, some stupid idiot thinks that this is cool to damage other people's property with your shit graffiti. I'm going to assume shit because it's got the poo emoji. My 3-year-old niece can draw better than you. If anyone knows the person, please message me. So they're taking photos of the tag on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it just went out of fucking control.
A tag you probably can't understand because it makes no sense most of the time.
Yeah, looking at it, I can't make any sense out of it. But then the comments in below are just crazy. So someone said, report to police instead of trying to dox and threaten. That's because they've asked for a name.
Yep.
So why do you want to know somebody, which is true, like you want somebody to out somebody and you know what they are. Like, is graffiti a police reportable offence?
Yep. That's a criminal offence.
So, but then should you as the person that's, I don't know, the victim of the graffiti, have the right to find out who did it?
I think you've got a right to find out who did it in the sense of the police being able to charge them if you can. But my suggestion would be just go to the police station and report it to them, because there's a fair chance the police are already looking for that person anyway, because if they've tagged your fence, they've tagged lots of other things as well, and the police are trying to work out who it is, and they kind of add it to the file. It's probably not going to help you in any way, shape or form, but it's going to add it to the file. So,
So then if the police can handle it, do you reckon this I will say vigilante because it just goes more crazy in there that people are going, So they end up saying that this person who said, don't try to dox and threaten people,
Yep.
it ends up being a negative person. I was like, this is so strange. Like, I don't see that what they've said is negative. It was just, hey, just letting you know what you could be doing is not a nice thing.
You could be encouraging the person who's done it to come back
That's
at
true.
some point,
Yeah.
and either do more, don't put it on your car this time or whatever, or they could confront you.
So it spirals into some weird
They probably won't, because most
thing,
graffiti
and then
people I've found.
just ends up people having an argument over what's right and what's wrong.
This is where this stuff becomes stupid to me. If that was me, I would have just went to the police and said, someone graffitied on my wall. Can I make a report about it? Mainly because I'm sure you're looking for the person who's tagged this, or if you find that person, you can charge them. They can then, it's probably difficult, but they could probably try and get restoration through the court to make the person pay to paint the fence or replace the fence. It would have to be painted because they wouldn't replace it. But yeah, sometimes I think this stuff gets a bit out of control, like crazy out of control.
And then like there's simple solutions that are given in the thread as well. It's like, just put a gurney up, clean it off with a gurney.
Yeah, 100%.
So simple.
It's a simple
Someone
process.
even offered to put offer them new timber palings to replace it.
There you
So
go.
you can take them down and put up new ones.
That's right.
So
bitching.
something as simple as that.
Yeah,
but-
which is good in that sense. Like, it's
Yeah,
good
there's
if
a bit of
if
community
you
there.
put that up there and the community's supporting you because they can see the frustration in this. That's fantastic. But it's when you start, when people start, when you put in there kind of antagonising the situation, and someone else puts in saying you probably shouldn't do that, but then they're seen as antagonising, and then it snowballs from there. And the next minute, it's something that's really simple becomes
Community stupidity.
Yeah, but the problem is, community stupidity, even for something this simple, can lead to people getting hurt. It can lead to people getting, attacked or, physically attacked in, whatever. So I was reading an article about 3 weeks ago. There was a guy, funnily enough, our next episode is going to talk about this place, but it was in America. And a guy had put something on a community page that he was frustrated about something that had happened. I can't remember what it was now. It was I think someone was speeding up and down a dirt road all the time, and this person was like, can you stop speeding up and down the road? We all know who you are. We know what car you've got. Just stop doing it because you're filling everybody's houses and our clothes and stuff with dirt. There's it's posted speed limit for blah 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 blah. This person wasn't doing it, and then it led to that person being shot.
Oh.
The person who put it up there was shot by the person who did it because they went there to confront them, and it turned into a punch up, and then the person went and shot them.
Shit.
Like, this is
Only in America.
in my theory. If that was where I live, I'd be calling the police and saying, "Hey, this idiot's not doing the speed limit. They're dangerous. They're driving dangerously up and down this road. They're going to cause an accident. Blah 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 blah. You just need to come out here and either have a chat to that person or come out here and wait for them one day and then pull them over when they, when you see them doing the wrong thing." But, I guess in a sense they've done what they thought was the right thing. They've gone on the community page to say, "Hey, can you stop doing this? We know who you are. Just stop doing it." And that's it. But this person didn't take it that way and leads to violence. And there's a lot of that that's happened over the years with those community pages and things like that. So, yeah, you got to be careful. Again, social media is good, but it's also dangerous if you use it in the wrong context.
Well, let's get into the good parts of social media. All right. So it's good because you can find videos and get stuff shared and all this sort of stuff. So, are you aware of the helicopter police chase?
Jesus.
God, now you've ruined it.
Now the camera's going to go all funny and blurry, and you're going to be pissed off at me again.
So last week, the chopper chase. So the police there was a police chase last week in Sydney.
Is this the one in Sydney?
Yeah, and so the chopper was following it. Mm-hmm. Then Channel 9
followed
it live.
Yep. which
Okay.
is very rare in Australia. It's
Yes,
very
it's
rare.
very rare.
It's very rare that we have in America, it's huge. They do it all the time. But over here, we very rarely do we follow chasers.
So I found this video of Ray Hadley in Sydney on Sydney radio, basically giving because he's a sport commentator. He actually commentated the police chase. Have a listen to this.
Just coming up to that intersection I spoke about with North Rock Shops on his right-hand side. Yes, I can see it now from the air.
He's calling it
The
like
North
a footy
Rock
game.
Shopping Centre. And where will he go? Left or right? He's gone left. Oh, in fact, he's hit one of the poles. He's stopped. The car stopped. The car has stopped. The car has stopped. Coppers are there now. They're going to get him. He's hit a light pole. Here come the coppers. You little beauty. Get the bastard. Throw the cuffs on him and keep him there. The low mongrel. Anyway, well done to police. Well done to police. He's hit as he tried to turn left into Barclay Road, smack dab in the middle, and there they've got the passenger on the ground. They're cuffed, they're done, they're finished. You little beauty. Now, they're checking to make sure no one else. Guns drawn by the police. Don't take any chances with these lunatics. They put 100 or thousands of people at risk in the last hour or so. Unbelievable stuff. And the coppers have done a great job. Well done to the coppers, of course, on board the chopper as well. And now this person's in custody.
There you go.
Oh,
So that was from the Ray Hadley. What is it?
The morning show.
The Ray Hadley Morning Show.
Wow.
On 2GB.
That's awesome.
So that
Go Ray.
you find little bits
love
and
Ray.
pieces like that as
That's
well,
good.
like little social media bits.
Yeah, I love them ones. They're good. They're good.
Because just amazing, calling it like a footy game. It's absolutely mental. But
Yeah, for any of our American viewers, we call our police over here coppers.
coppers.
Because coppers is a very Australian. I don't think anywhere else in the world they call their police coppers. I think it's
You
just
don't
us. No, I don't think they do. I think it's just us. In the UK, they call them bobbies.
Yeah.
Canadians are often known as Mounties. Americans are just known as
Cops. Well,
They
they
just-
have cops.
they're known as cops, but they don't. Coppers is a very Australian thing,
Yeah, right.
so they do call them cops in America.
Oh, well, we also call them blue heelers.
We call them blue heelers here. We do, especially here in Victoria. We call them blue heelers. The firefighters call them blue canaries.
The blue canaries.
Blue canaries.
Oh,
That's
we were called weekend warriors, weren't we?
Weekend warriors or bucket
By the
boys or
coppers.
weekend warriors, bucket boys. It's hard for police because police need heroes and they look up to firefighters. So
Yeah.
it's hard for them. But yeah, it's there's some good components of social media, like that sort of stuff there.
Yeah.
Is good.
Nice little funny bits.
I love the comedians that you can see on social media, because you don't get a chance to see them all the time when they're out touring, or they might not tour for a long time, so you get to see all that sort of stuff. There's also the good things about social media, like fundraisers and making you aware of things that you may not normally have been aware of, and you can support, really important causes and stuff like that. So I love all that sort of stuff, Obviously on Good Friday every year, there's a lot coming out about the Good Friday appeal, and I love looking at all that stuff. I love looking at all the photos of all the kids that, this year are being highlighted. I mean, I don't like the fact that the kids are sick or whatever, but I love that they highlight the kids and the kids get to kind of have their moment in the spotlight as well. And I think that's really, it's beautiful in that sense because it encourages people to donate and, you get to see all those sorts of things. So I think all that stuff's beautiful about social media. I think that stuff's really good, and I don't want to not see that stuff, but it's all the crap that you see on social media that I just have no time for. I'm sick of the ads.
Yeah.
Especially like I know it's the last 12 months or 2 years maybe, ads have taken over.
When you click on a video.
Just in general, just in your feed even,
So-
there's it feels like every second thing on my feed is an ad from something that I don't care
I
about.
found myself when you click on a video and it'll start off and then stop a couple of seconds in and then go to an ad. It's like, no, I'm not watching it now.
Yeah.
I just click off.
Yep, not interested at all.
So it's just ruined it.
Yeah, it has. It's just, and unless you play if you pay the premium subscription, you don't have to listen to ads. Well, how many subscriptions am I going to have? I've got enough as it is now. I don't even know what half of them are anymore. Actually, got to start culling some, but just like, how much is there really that I need to pay attention to? I don't need all of this.
Yeah.
So it's, it's a bit frustrating in that sense, but social media, mate, is what it is. I do like I said before, I do like the fact that, social media too, from an emergency services point of view, we've been able to use that to really highlight incidents that are currently taking place. But more importantly, we've been able to warn communities and stuff about things that are going on and giving people really critical messages that they need to know to stay inside or to evacuate or, for town meetings for major emergencies and things. I think all that stuff's been fantastic. We've been, we can put maps up there to show people where fires currently are and emergency warnings, and so all that stuff's really good. And it's really good to show those like community messages that we need to through the emergency services and defence and police and lots of other agencies.
The best on social media is Queensland Police.
They're pretty good, aren't they?
They're very good with their social media.
Yeah.
So I followed them on Twitter years ago.
Yeah.
And at that time they were posting up very funny stuff.
Yeah.
And then you sort of see the stuff that comes out of Vic Pole and it's like, no. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. You're trying to take off
They
Queensland.
really miss the mark a lot when they do it down here. They really do. New South Wales is getting pretty good at it now as well. And New South Wales and Queensland often go tit for tat on, like, Queensland police will put something up and tag New South Wales police in it, and then they'll fire back. They were doing it a lot during the State of Origin this year, and it was really funny to watch what was going on. That sort of stuff's good. But unfortunately, Victoria, we just seem to miss the mark a fair bit.
Puns and shit puns. I don't like it.
Yeah. The one that is going to happen every single year without fail, which just bores me now to this point. EMV here, so Emergency Management Victoria, they'll put a warning up every year around the MCG to say that there's a flood in that area from all the tears coming from the team who lost the grand final. And I'm like, really?
Get some better shit.
Like, find a better.
You could hire a comedian and they'll write something better for you.
Yeah, like it's like every year, and it's been happening for a few years now. And I'm like, oh my God, every year I sit and go, Jesus, you couldn't come up with another one, like something better than this. This is every year for the last 5 years. We don't need it.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you to do it, but come up with something different every year. Otherwise, don't do it at all. So it's sorry for that person who does that, but you need to get new material because it's terrible. It was funny the first year, not so funny the second year, really not funny the third year. So stuff like that, But it's good, One of the ones I really enjoy every year. Can I tell you the one social media thing I enjoy every single year? It's going to sound really bad considering my age.
Well, it's not got to do with Christmas.
It does.
Shit, what one?
It's not Mariah Carey singing that friggin' song.
No.
It's not that.
There's actually somebody. I was listening to something, and there's it's not Christmas until Marina Pryor sings something at the Candles by
Carols by Candlelight.
Candlelight.
Yeah. Oh my God, it is. Trust me, it's Christmas before they came along. All right,
Yeah.
Christmas has got a whole other reason to part it. It's got nothing to do with them. But my favourite one every year is the Santa Claus Tracker. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Can't lie to people.
I'm not lying. It's just fun. It's about the spirit of Christmas, mate. It's
Can't
fun
lie
watch
to
it.
people.
And my kids love to watch it as well. So it's really cool. I like it. And so Air Services Australia often put it up. Air Services Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're an embarrassment to themselves.
I'm not going to argue about the other components of that. I'm not going to argue about the
Humbug.
other. Yeah, you are. You wait till we do our Christmas special.
A Christmas special.
Yep.
I'm not even going to bother.
We will.
I'm
It'll be here
booking
by
in.
myself, folks. It'll be a
I'm
Christmas special with
booking-
Simon only. Eggnog.
Good luck trying to run this shit.
I'll,
See, I'm surprised.
I'll work it out.
I was listening to the radio this week. They were talking about Christmas in July.
Yeah.
Why don't you celebrate that then?
I have before.
Well, you've done it before. Why
Haven't
don't you do it now?
Didn't do it this year.
Why didn't you do it this year?
Generally, the Christmas in July, I don't sell. Like, there's some people who celebrate the whole time. I don't celebrate the whole time. I do like to. If I get an opportunity to go to a Christmas in July celebration, I'm there 100%. So I love it.
I just heard it
I
this
love
week.
it. It just said that because it lets you know Christmas in July. Lets you know, we're at that halfway point where it's coming up. It's not far off now. And I like that for two reasons. One, I know Christmas is coming, which is my favourite time of the year. There's no other time of the year that I love more than just Christmas is my time.
You like bushfires.
The second reason why I like it is because it tells me that summer's coming.
I was close.
Special. Make me sound like an arsonist when you say that. But I do because I love it because we know Christmas is coming. That means summer's coming. That means there's some holidays coming. It's the best part of the year. So I love it. So that's, Christmas in July. If I get a chance to go to celebration, when the businesses get big enough, mate, Militant Productions, we will have our Christmas in July party, and you will be there.
No.
Yes, you will. You'll be a part of. You'll be one of the hosts.
Well, actually, no. Why not?
I'm asking you, why not? Why wouldn't you do it?
Why
wouldn't you be there?
Yeah, that's true.
Enjoying it,
I'd
Mid-year
rather be a
celebration.
Grinch halfway through the year than the end of the year.
You can be the Grinch. Quite happy for you to take up that. Yes, you are. If you're going to be the Grinch, you got to dress up, and I want it done properly.
No. Anyway, that's it for this week.
How come every time we do an episode, we end on something completely sort of irrelevant to what we started on?
We just have a conversation.
It's good. I like it.
The podcast, whole idea of a podcast. Yes, you got a topic, but fucking just let shit.
Wait till we start doing the night shift.
The night shift.
On Friday nights, R&B night shift.
The R&B night shift.
R&B night shift.
When's that happening?
Ready when you are, mate.
Yeah,
that's gonna be more like a live show. So we need to work out how we do that. That's gonna be more of a live show.
That'll be easy. Anyway, as we talked about social media this week, follow us on the socials: Facebook,
Instagram,
TikTok,
Rumble,
and subscribe on Rumble, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
And can I say one thing? Whilst you're saying that, I think we should say a huge shout out to all the people who have been supporting us on this podcast since we started. We're 9 episodes in, but we've had a fair bit of support, and especially in this last week, we've certainly had a lot of feedback and a lot of support coming from a lot of different people. So thank you to everyone who is supporting the show and liking it. And please keep sending through your suggestions and your information because we will get to them. We will get through them. And
if you've got anything to contribute, tsa@militum.com.au. Send us an email and we will read your correspondence. Start a mailbag segment.
We could start a mailbag segment.
Yeah.
You should do that. People send stuff in, send questions. We'll do a mailbag segment.
Yep.
They could even send in some challenges. Get them to send in some challenges. Like who wants to see Haydos eat the hottest chili in the world?
No.
Live. Well, not live, but I do. I want to see it happen. I'm not doing it. He should do it.
You should do it.
I'm not doing it.
Oh, Simon drinking a can of Bundy. There, we'll see how you fucking go there.
As long as it's a sparkling passion fruit, I'll take it.
Fair enough.
I'll have a sparkling passion fruit one with you.
All right, that's it for this week. I've been Hayden Mack. That's been Simon Roylands. Hooroo.
Ciao, ciao.